Spring was in the air. It was in fact already summer, but the warmth took some time to penetrate deep under the ground, where the mole had been working hard all the morning spring cleaning his little home. First with brooms, then with dusters, then with a brush and a pail of whitewash, ladders, on steps and on chairs, until he had dust in his throat and eyes and splashes of whitewash all over his dark fur. Suddenly the mole said,
"Oh, my aching back! Oh, my weary limbs!"
And he threw his brush onto the floor.
"Bother! Blow! Hang spring cleaning!"
The mole bolted out of the house without even waiting to put on his coat. He began busily working with his paws, muttering to himself.
Scrape and scratch, scrabble and stooge, and up we go, up we go. Off the breast.
One sun came up into the sunlight, and he found himself rolling in the warm grass of a great meadow.
Oh my, oh my, oh my! This is better than whitewash.
The mole jumped up and started to cross the meadow. Just then, the elderly rabbit appeared.
6pence for the privilege of passing by the private road.
Onion sauce,
Replied the contemptuous and impatient mole, as other rabbits jumped out hurriedly from the road.
What's all the fuss about? He wouldn't pay the toll.
How stupid you are! Why didn't you tell him? Why didn't you say?
You might have reminded him.
So and moving away, because it was too late. The mole had crossed the meadow and was gone.
What a day this is! Such smells, such noises, such...
Suddenly, the mole stopped. Quite unexpectedly, he found himself standing by the edge of a full-fed river. Never in his life had he seen a river before. The mole was bewitched, entranced, fascinated.
Oh!
He sat down on the grass, and as he gazed across the river, he noticed a dark hole in the bank opposite.
What a nice, snug dwelling place that would make for an animal fond of a bijou riverside residence. Oh, wait a minute. There's something down there twinkling like a little tiny star. How very strange it winked at me. It can't be.
As the mole watched, a small brown face appeared, with neat ears and thick silky hair. It was the water rat.
Hello, Mole.
Hello, Rat.
Would you like to come over?
It's all very well for you to talk.
That's all right. Hang on a jiffy.
The rat stooped, and fastened a rope, stepped lightly into a little blue and white boat, just the size for two animals, and smartly rolled across the river, a fascinated mole.
Now then, step lightly into the boat with you.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6.
Oh.
That's the way.
Oh.
The mole, to his surprise and rapture, found himself actually sitting in the stern of a real boat. The rat took to the oars again. The mole went back blissfully as the fast cushions. The boat swayed lightly as they moved gently through the wind.
You know, Rat, I've never been in a boat before in all my life.
What? Never been? You never? What have you been doing?
Is it as nice as all that?
Nice. It's the only thing. Believe me, my young friend, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, half so much worth doing as messing about in boats. Simply messing about in boats. Messing.
Oh, look out, Rat.
Ah!
It was too late. The boat struck the bank full tilt, and the rat lay on his back at the bottom of the boat, his heels in the air.
In boats, or with boats, in or out of them, it doesn't matter. Nothing really seems to matter. That's the charm of it. You're always busy, and you never do anything in particular. And when you've done it, there's always something else to do.
Yes.
And you can do it if you like.
Yes.
But you'd much better not. Look here, if you've really nothing else on hand this morning, suppose we drop down the river together and have a long day of it, eh?
Let's start at once.
Hold hard, then, and I'll go up and get the luncheon basket. Hey, Mole, hang on to the bank while I'm gone, otherwise you'll drift away.
Yes.
Goodness, you've a lot to learn.
Yes, Mr. Rat. Aye, Mr. Rat, sir. Oh, my, what a day, sir. What a day, Mr.
Hey,
Rat,
Mole!
sir. Aye, sir.
Stop daydreaming and give us a hand with this basket. That's it. Shove it onto your feet.
Oh, it's very heavy, Rat. What's in it?
There's cold chicken inside it.
Oh.
Cold chicken, cold tongue, cold ham, cold beef,
Oh.
pickled gherkins, salad, French rolls, cress sandwiches, potted meat, ginger beer, lemonade,
Oh,
soda water.
stop. Oh, my. This is too much.
Do you really think so? Oh, it's only what I always take on these little excursions, and the other animals are always telling me that I'm a mean beast and cut it very fine.
The mole never heard a word he was saying. Absorbed in the new life he was entering upon, he trailed a paw in the water, dreamed long, great long dream. The water rat rolled on steadily until some half an hour or so had passed.
I must say, I do like your clothes most awfully, old chap. I'm going to get a black velvet smoking suit myself someday, as soon as I can afford it.
I beg your pardon. You must think me very rude, but all this is so new to me. So this is a river,
The river.
and you really live by the river? Oh, what a jolly life.
By it, and with it, and on it, and in it. It's brother and sister to me, and aunts and company, and food and drink, and naturally washing. It's my world. I don't want any other.
Isn't it a bit dull at times, just you and the river, and no one else to talk to?
No one else to... There are otters, dabchicks, moorhens, kingfishers, ducks, any number of them, all day long, always wanting you to do something, as if a fellow had no business of his own to attend to.
I see. Thank you, Rat. Rat, what lies over there, across those meadows?
That's the wild wood. We don't go there very much, we river bankers.
Aren't they very nice people?
Oh, the squirrels are all right, and the rabbits, some of them, but the rabbits are a mixed lot. And then there's Badger, of course. He lives right in the heart of it. Dear old Badger. Nobody interferes with him. They'd better not.
Why, who should interfere, Ratty?
Well, there are others. Weasels and stoats and foxes, so on.
The mole knew that it was quite against him that he should get dwell on possible trouble, so he dropped the subject.
But, Ratty, what lies beyond the wild wood?
Beyond the wild wood comes the wide world. But come on, Bo, here's our backwater at last, where we're going to have lunch. So, out with the hamper, while I make fast.
Oh, my, it is so very beautiful.
Come on, Moley, you are the one for dawdling. Where's that hamper? I'm hungry after all that rowing and I want my lunch.
Yes.
That's it. Now you, up you come.
Yes.
Oh. You're still awkward, Mole, but you're getting better.
Oh, please, Rat, would it I be asking too much, but might I be allowed, as a great favour, to unpack the luncheon basket by myself alone?
My dear chap, of course, if it gives you pleasure, I should be delighted.
So while the rat sprawled at full length on the grass and gazed at the brown, snaky tree roots gleaming below the surface of the quiet water, the mole shook out the tablecloth.
Oh, my crisp sandwiches. Oh, my pickled gherkins. Oh, my.
Mole, quick, do you see that streak of bubbles travelling along the surface of the water?
Where?
No, over there.
Yes.
That's it. I think we're going to have company. Ahoy! Otter, how are you?
Oh, Ratty.
Oh, don't shake yourself all over our picnic.
Why didn't you invite me, Ratty?
Is it you greedy beggar, Otter? Oh, by the way, my friend, Mr. Mole. Mole, Otter. Otter, Mole.
How do you do?
Proud, I'm sure.
Well, come on, let's sit down.
Oh.
Pass the sandwiches, Mole, there's a good chap.
Yes.
Otter?
Oh. Delicious. Jolly good picnic, what? Pass the lemonade over then. Splendid.
Come on, Mole, pitch in.
Oh, thank you, Otter. Otter, would you like a banana?
Thank you, Mole. Very decent of you.
Straightway, the two animals were friends. Suddenly, from behind them, there came a great rustle of leaves. Stripy heads with high shoulders.
Can't a fellow even have a quiet snooze in a hedge without being disturbed by a lot of marauding picnickers?
Badger, come and join us.
Oh, it's you, Ratty, my wee friend. I didn't see you.
Have some lunch and meet my friend Mole.
Oh, so this is your friend Mole. Glad to meet you.
Oh, hello.
Otter.
Hello.
Well, enjoy your picnic. It looks like a real Balmoral spread.
But won't you...
No, I won't stay. You know how it is, Ratty. I'm not one for company. Goodbye to you.
You see, Mole, that's just the sort of fellow he is. Simply hates society. Otter, that reminds me. Have you heard any news of Toad?
Haven't you heard, Ratty? They say Toad's finished with boats, and he's got some new craze.
I don't believe it. Only a few weeks ago I saw him out on the river in his brand new wager boat. New togs, new everything.
Whatever he takes up, he gets tired of and starts on something fresh. Toadie's a terrible one for crazy.
Such a good fellow, too. But no stability, especially in a boat. You must meet him, Mole.
Oh, yes, Ratty, please. He sounds as if he must be a very nice animal.
Come on, pack up the hamper and we'll paddle up there at once.
Yes.
It's never the wrong time to call on Toad. Always glad to see you, always sorry to see you go. You coming, Otter?
The swish of water as the otter vanished after an errant mayfly. The mole recollected that animal etiquette forbade any comment on the sudden disappearance of one's friends, so he said nothing, got on with packing up the hamper.
All packed, Mole?
Yes.
There's a good chap. Now, come on then, into the boat with you. And off we go to Toad Hall.
And off they went. The mole sitting in the stern, full of nuts, and already planted hole in the boat as he talked. And the rat, rowing so strongly and easily, dozing out over the water, as he hummed a song to himself, which he had composed already.
Mole, if you like, I'll sing you a song of my own. It's about the ducks.
All right.
Early this morning, I went swimming with them. And when they stood on their heads, I dived down and tickled their necks. And they came up all spluttering and furious and shaking their feathers. It's called Duck's Ditty. All along the backwater through the rushes tall, ducks are a-dabbling, up tails all. Ducks' tails, drakes' tails, yellow feet a-quiver, yellow bills all out of sight, busy in the river. Everyone for what he likes, we like to be. Heads down, tails up, dabbling free. High in the blue above swift whirlpool. We are down a-dabbling, up tails all. Up tails all.
Well, I don't know that I think so very much of that little song, Rat.
Nor don't the ducks either. What nonsense it all is. That's what the ducks say.
So it is, so it is.
No, it isn't.
Well, then it isn't. But, Ratty, could I row now, please?
No, my young friend. You wait till you've had a few lessons. It's not as easy as it looks.
But to the mole it looked very easy, and he began to feel more and more jealous of Rat. His pride began to whisper.
You could do it every bit as well, you know you could, Mo.
The mole jumped up and seized the oars from Rat.
Hey, Mo, look out!
Rat was on the sequence of
Stop it, you silly ass! You don't know how to do it, eh?
Oh, it's all right, Ratty. With a 1 and a 2 and a... Oh, miss. Oh, help.
Mo, Jack! You'll have us over!
And the boat, the rat, the mole were all the cook and the luncheon basket were all floundering about the river.
Oh, my, how cold it is and how wet, oh, wet.
Mo, here, catch hold of this oar.
Oh,
Now stop struggling. Hang on. That's it. Now, go on. Up the bank. Poor old Mole, you do look a sight. Now, trot up and down the towpath as hard as you can, and you'll be warm and dry in the sun in no time. Go on, while I dive for the luncheon basket.
So the dismal mole, wet without and ashamed within, trotted about till he was dry and warm, while the rat plunged into the water, covered the luncheon basket right in the boat, all was ready to start once more.
Oh, Ratty, my generous friend, I'm very sorry indeed for my foolish and ungrateful conduct. Please forgive me and let things go on as before.
That's all right, bless you. What's a little wet to a water rat, eh? Come on, into the boat with you, and don't think any more about it. And look here, why don't you come and stop with me for a bit, eh? No, it's not like Toad's great house. You wait till you see how grand that is. But, I could make you comfortable, and I'd teach you to row and swim.
So, fine manner of speaking. No horse. We had to just dinner. The rat kind of looked down the direction. Soon, old spirits were as they rounded a bend in the river, a couple of women slipped.
Just look at that big old mole. A mole on the river. Well, I never.
The man was quite equal to the occasion.
Go home, you silly coots.
Mole, kindly stop indulging in back chat. Look over there. There you are. Toad Hall.
Ratty, what a desirable riverside residence. Those well-kept lawns reaching down to the water's edge. Those walls of mellowed brick.
Toad is rather rich, you know, and though this is really one of the nicest houses in these parts, we never admit as much as Toad. Now, come on, let's moor by that large notice which says, private, no landing allowed. And then we'll go in search of Toad.
They disembarked and strolled across the gay flower-decked lawns in search of Toad, whom they presently happened upon, resting in the wicker garden chair, a large map spread out on his knees.
Hey, hello, you fellows! Hooray, this is splendid. Ratty, my dear fellow, how are you?
Toad, my friend, Mr. Mole.
Oh, splendid, splendid. How kind of you. Now, this is a piece of luck. I'm just going to send a boat downriver for you, Ratty, with strict orders you would be fetched up here, whatever you were doing. How perfectly splendid. You've got to help me. It's most important.
It's about your rowing, I suppose. You're getting on all right, Toad, but you still splash a bit.
Boating? Poor, silly, boyish amusement. Sheer waste of time, that's what it is.
What?
No, I've discovered the real thing, the only genuine occupation. Come with me, dear Ratty, and your amiable friend also, and you shall see what you shall see.
Toad accordingly led the way to the stable yard, the rat following with a most distrustful expression.
Sounds as if Otter was right.
Now then, Ratty, be so good as to give me a hand with this door. It pushes to the right. Mole, perhaps you'll give Rat a hand.
Yes, please.
Slowly, the door of the coach house rolled back and disclosed the old grey horse, a gypsy caravan, shining with roofs painted canary yellow, down with green, and great red wheels.
There you are, the very finest cart of its sort that ever was built. What do you think of it?
Oh, my.
There's real life in that little cart. The open road, the dusty highway, the heath, the common, the rolling downs. Here today and somewhere else tomorrow. Come on up, Mole, and I'll show you the arrangements. Planned them all myself, I did.
The Toad disappeared into the caravan, followed by the excited Mole.
All complete as you can see, Mole. Sleeping bunks, cooking stove, a bird in a cage, what sings?
Oh my, how delightful.
In this locker here, biscuits, potted lobster, sardines, everything you can possibly want.
Yes.
Soda water here, Becky there. You'll find nothing whatever's been forgotten when we make our start later on this afternoon.
I beg your pardon, Toad. But did I hear you say something about me and start this afternoon?
Now, my dear good Ratty, don't begin talking in that stiff and sniffy sort of way. I can't possibly manage without you, so please don't argue. Anyway, you surely don't mean to stick to your fusty old river all your life.
I don't care. I'm not coming, and that's flat. And I am going to stick to my old river and live in a hole and boat as I've always done. And what's more, Mole's going to stick to me and do as I do. Aren't you, Mole?
Of course I am. I'll always stick to you, Ratty. Only it does sound as if it might have been, well, rather fun, you know.
Of course it will. Glorious fun. Come on, Ratty, do. This is the real life for a gentleman. Up here in this little box. You know, Ratty, Lord of all I survey sort of feeling. Talk about your old river.
I don't talk about my river. You know I don't, Toad. But I think about it. Think about it all the time.
Ratty, I'll do whatever you like. Let's go home now if you'd rather.
Thanks awfully, Mole. You see, it's hopeless. I shall have to stick by Toad. He wouldn't be safe left to himself. Anyway, it won't take long. His crazies never do. Toad, we're coming.
Hooray! Good fellows! Knew I could rely on you. Jump! Off we go!
And off they set. Toad on the car, Mo on the shaft, the rat trudging along the side.
Just to see that all's in order.
It was a golden afternoon. They passed by thick orchards, over grassy downs, and along narrow lanes. Soon they were strolling along the highway.
Oh my, I've never known anything so exciting, except boating, of course, Ratty.
Good old Mole.
Poor old fellow. Here, have some ginger snaps. I'll keep you company. Off we go. 2, 4, 6.
The caravan rolled forward, Mo talking to the police.
Toad's got off too, and he and the water rat are walking behind and talking together. At least Toad's doing the talking.
And then, of course, I gave him a piece of my mind. Splendid bit of badinage. Quite put him in his place.
Yes, of course.
The rat isn't really listening. I expect he's thinking about his river. Dear old Ratty, how he does miss it.
On they went without a care in the world, and the rat suddenly stopped.
Mole, hold on a minute.
Yes?
Toad, can you hear a strange noise?
Can't hear anything, Ratty. Anyway, as I was saying...
Toad, listen.
Sounds like a distant bumblebee to me.
Oh, whatever it is, it's picking up a lot of dust.
But it's coming much closer.
Hey, Toad, get the cart off the road, quick!
No, not into the ditch.
Off the road! Hey, look out! You villains, you highwaymen, you crude hogs! I'll have the law on you! I'll take you to all the courts!
Whoa, there, whoa, it's all over now, there.
Oh, just look at Toad's canary-colored cart.
Oh, Ratty, how awful.
It's finished, I'm afraid, Mole. Why, even if we could get it out of the ditch, the axle's hopelessly bent. One wheel's off and smashed, and... Hey, Mole, where's Toad?
Oh, Rat, I do hope he's all right.
Let's go and see. Toad?
Toady, are you all right?
Look, say something, Toady, old man.
Oh, Rat.
Glorious, stirring sight. The poetry of motion, the only way to travel. Here today and in the middle of next week tomorrow. Oh, bliss, oh, joy, oh, rapture, oh, poo-poo.
Oh, do stop being an ass, Toad, and listen. Now, as soon as we get to the town, we'll go straight to the police station and lodge a complaint.
Complaint? Me complain of that heavenly vision that has been vouchsafed me? I've done with carts forever. Horrid little carts, common little carts, canary-coloured carts. And to think I never knew. I might never have heard that entrancing sound or smelt that bewitching smell. I owe it all to you, my best of friends. Oh, Rat, oh, Mole, oh, Boo-Boo.
You see what it is, Mole? He's in the grip of a new craze.
Oh, dear.
Come on, Mole. Let's get him home.
So off they trudged through the evening air, the rat supporting the spellbound and sleepwalking Toad, Mole leading the horse carrying the bird in the birdcage, who would mercifully escape unharmed. It was late that night when they arrived at Toad Hall, where they instructed Toad's housekeeper to feed him, undress him, put him to bed. Then the rat and the Mole got into their boat, rowed down the river, at a very late hour sat down to supper in Rat's cozy riverside park.
Oh, Ratty, I am so very sleepy. I think I must go to bed. It's been such a very exciting day. Thank you, dear Rat.
So a terribly sleepy Mole had to be escorted upstairs by his considerate host to the best bedroom, where he soon laid his head on his pillow in great peace and contentment, knowing that his new-found friend, the river, was lapping the sill of his window. All through that summer, the Mole had wanted to make the acquaintance of the Badger, Now it was winter, and he still hadn't seen him again. And whenever he mentioned his wish to the water rat, he always found himself put off.
It's all right, Mole. Badger will turn up someday, but you must take him as and when you find him.
Couldn't we ask him here, dinner or something?
Oh, he wouldn't come. Badger hates society and...
Supposing we go and call on him?
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't like that at all. He's so very shy. I'm sure he'd be offended. Besides, it's out of the question, because he lives in the middle of the wild wood.
Well, supposing he does. You told me the wild wood was all right.
Oh, I know. So it is. But I think we won't go there just now.
Mole had to be content with this. One cold winter's afternoon near Christmas, and the rat sat in his armchair before the blazing fire, alternately dozing and scribbling poetry.
Floating, doting, down.
Only the rhymes didn't fit. The mole resolved to go out by himself and explore the wild wood, perhaps strike up an acquaintance with Mr. Badger. It was a cold, still afternoon, with a hard, steely sky overhead. The country lay bare and entirely leafless. It was pitiful in a way, and yet cheery, even exhilarating. The mole decided that he liked the country undecorated, hard and stripped of its summer finery. He had got down to the bare bones of it. They were fine and strong and simple. And so it was, with great cheerfulness of spirit, pushed on to the wild wood, which lay before him, low and threatening, like a black sun, still summer.
Oh my, this is exciting. Oh, bother. Trip me up. What is it? Oh, it's a mushroom. Oh, how funny it looks in this light. It's getting much darker. What's that?
It was over his shoulder, a little evil, wedge-shaped face looking out at him from a hole with eyes of malice and hatred. The mole turned,
Oh.
and the thing vanished.
Now, I mustn't be silly and imagine things, or there'll be no end to it. What's that? Nasty little face with bloodshot eyes. Oh, and there. Oh, they're all round me. Oh, my. Perhaps if I get away from the bank, it'll be better.
So the mole swung off the path and plunged into the untrodden places of the wood.
What's that? It's coming from there. No, from over there. That's behind me now. Oh, now it's in front of me. Oh, my.
Then the pattering began. At first, Mole thought it was only falling leaves, so slight and delicate was the sound of it.
No, it's the pattering of feet. And they're getting closer. Oh, my.
Suddenly, a rabbit came running hard towards him, its face set hard, its eyes staring.
Get out of this, you fool! Get out!
The whole wood seemed to be running hard, hunting, chasing, closing in on something. Or was it somebody?
Mole.
Oh, my. Oh, Ratty, help.
And in blind panic, the mole began to run too. And he ran, and when he could run no further, he threw himself down in the deep, dark hollow of the old tree, suddenly.
Mole.
The mole knew at last, in all its fullness, the thing that the rat had vainly tried to shoot him. Terror of the wild wood.
Oh, what's that? Who is it?
Holy, where are you? It's me, Ratty.
Oh, Rat.
Moley! There! Oh, there.
Oh, Rat, I've been so frightened you can't think.
There. You shouldn't have gone and done it, Mole. You really shouldn't. Of course, if you're Badger or Otter, it's quite another matter.
Surely the brave Mr. Toad wouldn't mind coming here by himself, would he?
Old Toad? Oh, he wouldn't show his face here for a hatful of guineas. Toad wouldn't.
Oh, Ratty, it is a comfort to hear you laughing. But I simply am dead beat, and that's a solid fact.
Well, we can't stop here, and that's a fact too.
Oh, hello. Years ago,
What's up, Ratty?
snow is up, or rather down. Snowing hard.
Well, we shall have to make a push for it, Mole, and try and find a shelter out of the snow and wind. Come on, Mole. Hold the lantern and keep close to me. Come on, Moley. Best foot forward.
Oh, Ratty. Ow! My leg, oh, my poor shin,
Oh,
my...
poor old Mole. Now what have you done?
Ooh, ooh.
Oh, yes, you cut your shin, and no mistake. You don't seem to be having much luck today, do you? Well, wait till I get at my handkerchief and I tie it up for you.
Oh, my. I must have tripped over a hidden branch or a stump. Oh, my.
It's a very clean cut. It looks as if it was done by a sharp edge of something metal.
Never mind what done it. It hurts just the same whatever done it. Ratty, whatever are you scrabbling about for now?
Hooray! Hooray, hooray, hooray!
What have you found, Ratty?
A door scraper.
A door scraper?
Don't you see what it means,
Of course
you
I
dull-witted
see
animal?
what it means. It means that some very forgetful person has left his door scraper lying about right in the middle of the wildwood where it's sure to trip everybody up.
Oh, dear Mole, you are obtuse. Now look, what's this?
Looks rather like a shabby doormat.
It is a very shabby doormat. But what does that tell you?
Nothing, Rat. Absolutely nothing.
Oh.
Who ever heard of a doormat telling anybody anything? They simply don't do it.
Now, look here, you thick-headed beast. Not another word, but scrape and scratch and dig and there you are. Now, what's that?
It's a dark green door, and hang on, a small brass plate, and it says, Mr. Badger. Oh, Ratty, I see it all now. You argued it out step by step. The very moment I fell and cut my shin, your majestic mind said to itself, door scraper. And did you stop there? No. Your intellect went on working, and it said to itself, where there's a scraper, there must be a mat. Oh, Ratty, you're simply wasted amongst us fellows. Only I had your head, Ratty.
But as you haven't, I suppose you're going to sit there in the snow all night and talk. Now, get up at once and hang on to that bell pull and ring as hard as you can, while I hammer.
Oh, Rat, wouldn't it be awful if Badger wasn't in?
Shh. Listen.
Sounds as if someone is walking about in carpet slippers which are much too large for them.
Then that means it's Badger.
No, the very next time this happens, I shall be exceedingly angry.
Oh, Badger, it's me and my friend Mole. We've lost our way in the snow. Mole's cut his shin and we're that cold and damp. Oh, please let us in.
What, Rat and his friend Mole? Oh, you must be perished.
Yes, we are.
Come along in, both of you, at once. In the wildwood, too, and at this time of night. I'm afraid you've been up to some of your pranks again, Ratty.
Oh, no.
But come along down to the kitchen. There's a first-rate fire there and supper and everything.
The Badger, who wore a long dressing gown and was carrying a large flat candlestick in his paw, shuffled down a long, roomy passage, while the Rat and the Mole followed behind him, nudging each other as they Then Badger flung open the stout oak door. They found themselves in all the glowing warmth of a large fire-lit kitchen.
Now, off with your wet things and then toast yourselves by the fire. Or, if you'd rather, food first and toast yourselves after. I'll just away and get you a couple of dressing gowns and slippers for your feet and something to bathe your shin bowl. Ratty, do the honours for your friend Mole while I'm gone.
Oh, yes. I say, Mole, have you ever seen such a spread, eh?
Aye.
What'll you have? Beef? No. You sit there, keep warm by the fire, and I'll bring it over to you. There.
Oh, Ratty, you're so kind.
I could only find one dressing gown, so you better have a blanket, Rat.
Oh,
There
fine.
we are.
Splendid.
Thank you, Badger.
And now then, Mole, show me this cut of yours.
The kindly Badger bathed Mole's shin with warm water, and mended the cut with silk plaster.
There we are, Mole. As good as new.
If not better. Thank you, dear Badger.
Now, eat your food, both of you. Then, tell me the news from your part of the world. How's old Toady going on?
Oh, worse to worse. Another smash only last week, and a very bad one at that.
How many has he had?
Smashes or motor cars? Oh, well, it's all the same thing with Toad. This is his 7th.
I've been in hospital 3 times already. And as for the fines he's had to pay, oh, simply awful to think.
Badger, we're his friends. Oughtn't we to do something?
Now look here. You realize, of course, I cannot do anything during the winter.
Oh, yes, yes, of course.
Very well, then. But when the year's turned and the nights are shorter and one feels fidgety and wants to be up and doing before sunrise, you know.
Yes,
we know, Badger.
Well, then, we, that is you, Rat, and me and our friend Mole here, will take Toad seriously in hand. We'll teach him to be a sensible Toad, and we'll bring him back to reason by force if necessary. You agree, Mole?
Agreed.
Rat? Well, bless me, you're asleep, Rat.
Not me, Badger.
He's been asleep 2 or 3 times since supper.
Oh. Well, it's time we were all in bed. Bring a couple of candlesticks, Rat, and I'll show you your quarters. Careful, Mole, don't trip over that dressing gown of mine. It's a wee bit long for you. Here you are. Take your time in the morning. Breakfast at any hour you please. Good night. Sleep well.
Good night, Badger.
Thank you. Good night, Rat.
Good night,
In accordance with the kindly Badger's injunctions, the 2 tired animals came down to breakfast very late next morning and found 2 young hedgehogs sitting at the table eating oatmeal porridge out of wooden bowls.
Good morning, Mr. Rat. Morning, Mr. Mole. Morning, Mr. Mole.
Good morning. Well, where have you 2 youngsters come from, eh? Lost yourselves in the snow, I suppose.
Yes, please, sir. Yes, sir.
What's the weather like outside?
Oh, terrible bad, sir. Terrible deep the snow is.
Where's Mr. Badger?
Well, the master's gone into his study, sir, and said as how he was going to be particularly busy this morning, and on no account was he to be disturbed.
Come on, let's get some breakfast, Mole.
Morning, all.
Good morning, Badger.
Sleep well, Rat.
Like a top, Badger, thank you.
Oh, in that case, perhaps you'd be very kind and put these 2 youngsters on the road home. Come along, you 2.
Yes, Mr. Badger.
Here's 6pence apiece for you.
Oh!
Behave yourselves, do good, and remember, virtue is its own reward.
Yes, Mr. Badger. Thank you, Mr. Badger.
Yeah, off you go now. Perhaps you'd go up with them and bolt the door when they've gone.
Yes, Badger. Now then, you 2.
Yes?
Let's see who can reach the front door first.
Oh, I can get there first. No, I can. You can.
Well, Mole, how'd you like it down here?
Oh, Badger, when you're underground, you're entirely your own master, and you don't have to consult anybody or mind what anybody says.
That's exactly what I say, Mole. Sensible fellow. There's no security or peace or tranquility except underground. Up and out of doors is good enough to roam about and get one's living in, but underground to come back to at last. That's my idea of home.
Oh, Badger, I do so agree.
Look, Mole, if it would interest you, I'll take you round this little place of mine.
Oh, my.
I can see you'll appreciate it.
So the Badger lit a lantern, told Mole to follow him.
This way, Mole.
Mole was staring at the size, the extent, the ramifications of the Badger's house.
Now, Mole, look at the vaultings.
Oh,
How solid they are.
Yes.
And the pillars.
yes.
And over there, the great arches. And the pavements.
Yes. Oh, Badger. Oh, how on earth did you ever find time and strength to do all this?
As a matter of fact, I did none of it. You see, very long ago, on the spot where the wild wood waves now, there was a city of people. Here, where we are standing, they lived. They were a powerful people, and rich, and great builders. They built to last because they thought their city would last forever.
What became of them?
Who can tell? People come, people go. It's their way. But we remain. They were Badger's here have been told before that city ever came to be.
Hey, Badger! Oh, where are you?
Here, Ratty, over here.
Oh, there you are. It's going to snow again. We must be off while it's daylight. I don't want to spend another night in the wildwood.
Oh, don't you fret so, Ratty. My passages run further than you think. When you really have to go, you shall leave by one of my shortcuts.
The rat was adamant, so the two animals collected their dry clothes, then followed Badger for what seemed to be miles down a long and airless tunnel.
This way.
Wound it dipped its way
Look left here. That's right.
They came to the mouth of the passage, overhung with tangled growth.
There you are.
Thank you, Badger.
No time for goodbyes. Off you go.
Made everything look as natural as possible. Creepers, brushwood, and dead leaves. Then he retired again to his armchair. The rat and the mole found themselves standing on the very edge of the wild wood, and they braced themselves for the last long stretch home. They plodded along steadily and silently, each thinking his own thoughts. The mole about his own little home, and he suddenly realized that he hadn't seen it since that day in summer when he first met the water rat. As for the rat, he was walking a little way ahead, as was his habit, so he didn't notice when the summons reached poor Mole and took him like an electric shock.
Ratty, hold on. Come back. I want you quick.
Oh, come along, Mole, do!
No, please stop, Ratty. You don't understand. It's my home. I've just come across it. The smell of it. It's close by here. I must go to it. I must. Oh, come back, Ratty. Please come back.
Mole, we mustn't stop now, really. It's late, and the snow's coming on again, so come on quick. There's a good chap.
Poor Mole stood alone, his heart torn asunder. With a wrench that tore his very heartstrings, he set his face and followed submissively in the track of the rat.
I say, Moley, I am looking forward to getting back. Why, Moley, old chap, what's the matter? You seem dead tired. No talk left in you, and your feet dragging like lead. Oh, come on, sit down on this tree stump for a minute and rest.
Oh, Ratty.
Well, what is it, old fellow, eh? Whatever can the matter be?
I know it's a shabby, dingy little place. Not like your cozy quarters or Toad's beautiful hall or Badger's great house. But it was my own little home and I was fond of it. And I went away and forgot all about it. And then I smelt it suddenly. On the road when I called and you wouldn't listen, Rat. And I had to leave, although I was smelling it all the time. Oh dear.
What a pig I've been. Well, come on, Moley. We'd better be going.
Where are you going to, Ratty?
We're going to find that home of yours, old fellow. So, cheer up. And Mole, no more talking.
They moved on in silence for some little way, when suddenly the mole stood rigid, while his uplifted nose, quivering slightly, felt the air. Then a short, quick run forward. A thought, a check, a try back. Then a slow, steady, confident advance. Suddenly, without giving warning, Mole dived. The rat was on the alert, promptly followed him down the tunnel.
Oh, Ratty, we're here, back at Mole End. Wait a second, I'll light a lantern.
And as the glow from the lantern began to spread, the rat saw that they were standing in an open space, neatly swept, and directly facing them was Mole's little front door, with Mole End painted in Gothic lettering over the bell.
Mole, what on earth?
It's my statuary.
Oh.
Turn round, Ratty. You see, there's Garibaldi, and the infant Samuel, and Queen Victoria, and over there are the heroes of modern Italy.
I must say, Mole, that your statues do have a very striking effect. Very striking indeed.
Oh, Ratty, I'm glad you like them. Come on, let's go inside. Oh, Ratty, why ever did I do it?
Do what, Moley?
I've forgotten what it'd be like. There's dust everywhere. The whitewash bucket's still here, and it all looks so deserted and narrow and shabby and warm.
Nonsense, Moley. I think it's a capital little house. Well, now then, let's make a jolly night of it. First thing we want is a good fire. And smarten things up a bit. Come on. Pass it about. Pass it
Mole stirred itself and dusted and polished with energy and heartiness. Ran to and fro with great arms busy and good.
There we are, Mole. Come and warm yourself.
Oh, yes. Oh, Rat, what about your supper? I've nothing to give you, not a crumb.
What a fellow you are for giving in, Mole. Why, only just now I saw a sardine opener on the kitchen dresser. And everyone knows that where there's an opener, there must be a tin. Mole, rouse yourself and let's go and forage. Come on. Oh, I found a German sausage in silver paper.
And I got a tin of biscuits.
And I found the sardines.
Yes, and I... Oh, no, that's empty. Bother.
Oh, doesn't matter, Mole. Here's a banquet for you.
No bread and no butter.
No pâté de foie gras, no champagne. Oh, Mole, what's that little door at the end of the passage?
My cellar.
Your cellar, of course. Every luxury in this house. Just you wait a moment. Self-indulgent beggar you seem to be, Mole. Deny yourself nothing. Look, 4 whole bottles of old Burton. Sensible, Mole. Now we shall be able to mull some ale. Get the things ready, Mole, while I draw the corks. Mole, what's that?
I think it must be the field mice. They go round carol singing regularly at this time of the year, and they always come to Mole End last of all, and I give them hot drinks, and supper too sometimes when I can afford it.
Shh! Let's have a look at them.
There in the forecourt, lit by the dim rays of a walnut tube, stood 8 little field mice, red pasted coverters round their throats, and their 4 paws thrust deep into their pockets, their feet jigging for food.
You by the fire and we in the street, bidding you joy in the morning, bidding you joy in the morning, bidding you joy in the morning.
Mr. Mole,
Yes?
did you sing us a verse?
Oh, I...
Yes, come on, Mole.
Well, you know, I'm rather rusty. Thank you. Goodman Joseph toiled through the snow, saw the star o'er the stable low, perish in my Oh, Ratty.
Hers in the morning, joy was hers in the morning, joy was hers in the morning.
Well sung, boys. Well done, Mole. Now, come on in, all of you, and warm yourselves by the fire and have something hot.
Yes, come along, field mice. Oh, I say, this is quite like old time. Shut the door after you, will you? There. Now, pull that settle up to the fire. Here, have a sip of ale.
Oh, we had steak and kidney pudding once. Thank
you?
you, Mr. Mole. Thank you very much. Oh, we're getting warm now.
For a little more, was a long way until they clattered up.
Thank you, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Well, Moley, old chap, I'm ready to drop. Been a glorious evening. I'm glad we came.
Are you really, Ratty?
Yes. What a ripping little house this is. Everything's so handy.
The rat clambered into the trunk, rolled himself up in the blankets, and went straight to sleep. The weary Mole was glad to turn him to. He lay with his head on his pillow, in great joy and contentment. After his adventure in the wild wood, he now saw clearly that he was an animal of tilled field and hedgerow, and he saw too that though he didn't want to abandon his new life in the sun and air, it was good he had this place of his own. In fact, as Badger had said earlier that day, a place underground to come back to at last. That's my idea of home. It was a bright, sunny morning on the riverbank, in the early part of summer. The mole and the water rat had been up since dawn, very busy on matters connected with boats, for the opening of the boating season.
Mole, when you finish sandpapering, you might look and see if you can find that missing boat hook.
Oh, who's that over there?
Oh, bother. All right, Mole, I'll see who it
Be
is.
careful, Rat. The paint pot's open.
Ah, Ratty.
Why, Badger, this is a surprise.
The hour has come.
What hour?
Whose hour, you should say? Why, Toad's hour, the hour of Toad.
Of course I remember. We've got to teach him to be a sensible toad.
We'll rescue the poor unhappy animal. We'll convert him.
And now, listen, you two.
Yes.
I learned last night from a trustworthy source that this very morning another new and exceptionally powerful motor car will arrive at Toad Hall. You two animals will accompany me instantly to Toad Hall, where we shall accomplish our work of rescue. Rat, Mole, come.
So they set off up the road, the badger leading the way, then the rat, then the mole. Soon they reached the carriage drive of Toad Hall.
Rat, Mole, you perceive that bright red motor car of great size standing before the front door?
Look, there's someone extraordinary coming down the front steps.
Ooh, dressed in a cap,
In gaiters,
overcoat,
with huge gauntlets.
enormous goggles.
It's
Toad!
Come, we have not a moment to lose.
Come on, Molly.
Morning, Toad.
Daddy.
Come on, you fellows. You're just in time to come for a jolly old
Toad.
To come for a jolly.
Rat, Mole, take Toad inside to the library and I will dismiss the show.
Oh, hey, no.
Chauffeur. Sir? I'm afraid you won't be wanted today or any other day. Mr. Toad has changed his mind.
But my orders were...
This decision is final. You needn't wait. Now, Toad, take off that ridiculous outfit.
Shan't. Now, what is the meaning of this gross outrage?
Take them off, you two.
No, how dare you? Come on, put me down.
That is right,
I'll
Toad.
kick you in the
That's
shin.
right.
Oh.
Down you go.
They had to lay Toad out on the floor before they could get to work properly. The rat sitting on him, and the mole getting his clothes off bit by bit.
Yes. There we are, Toad. Now then, up on your feet again. That's right.
I shan't, well, I must say...
Toad! You've disregarded all the warnings we've given you, and you're getting us animals a bad name in the district, with your furious driving and your smashes and your rows with the police. Toad, you will come with me into the smoking room, and there you will hear some facts about yourself. Come, Toad.
Yes, Badger. Very well, Badger. Thank you, Badger.
It's no good, Mole. Talking to Toad will never cure him. He'll say anything.
Sit down there, Toad. My friends, I am pleased to inform you that Toad has at last seen the error of his ways. He is truly sorry for his misguided conduct and has promised to give up motor cars entirely and forever. Toad, I want you solemnly to repeat before your friends here what you have fully admitted to me in the smoking room just now. First, that you are sorry for what you've done and that you see the folly of it all.
No, I'm not sorry. And it wasn't funny at all. It was simply glorious.
Toad, you backsliding animal, didn't you tell me just now in there?
Oh, yes, in there. I'd have told you anything in there. You're so eloquent, dear Badger, and so moving and so convincing that you can do what you like with me in there. But out here, I find I'm not a bit sorry or repentant. So it's no earthly good saying I am if I'm not, now is it?
Then you don't promise never to touch a motor car again?
Certainly not. On the contrary, I faithfully promise that the very next motor car I see, poof, poof, and off I go in it.
Told you so.
Very well then. Since he won't yield to persuasion, we must see what force can do. Take him upstairs, you two, and lock him in his bedroom.
No, put me down.
Please.
Two faithful friends, all the struggling and pushing Toad upstairs to the top.
It's for your own good, Toady, you know. And when you've recovered, just think what fun we'll have again.
Yes, we'll take care of everything while you're ill, Toad.
No more of those regrettable incidents with the police.
No more weeks in hospital being ordered about by female nurses.
Oh, let me out of here!
Oh, well done, Ratty.
That was a near thing.
Let me out! You wait till I get out! You're not my friend, George!
I've never known Toad so obstinate. We shall have to guard him night and day. You, Ratty, will no doubt arrange the watches.
Yes,
that it's going to be a tedious business. We shall see it out, though, even if it takes the whole summer.
First, Toad was undoubtedly very trying to his guardians. He would arrange bedroom chairs in the rude resemblance of a motor car and go for wild and imaginary drives.
Oh, what a lovely day for a drive. The motor car went poop, poop, poop. Woo! Now one of my wheels has fallen off. Oh, help! Oh, crap! Oh, oh.
And Toad would be carried back to bed by his long-suffering friends. But gradually, these painful seizures grew less frequent. Toad grew apparently languid and depressed. Then one fine morning, when Badger was on guard...
Ah, there you are, Ratty. I thought you were never coming to relieve me.
How's Toad this morning?
Ratty here.
Yeah?
Toad's unnaturally silent this morning, and when Toad's quiet, he's at his artfullest, so watch him, Ratty.
Yes, Badger.
Badger!
Oh, coming more! Remember what I said, Ratty?
You're all right, Badger. Don't you worry. Well, Toady, old chap, how are you?
Thank you, dear Ratty. So good of you to inquire. But first, how are you and the excellent Mole?
Oh, we're all right. Mole's just gone out for a long ramble with Badger. They won't be back till lunch.
Splendid.
What's that?
Oh, nothing, Ratty, nothing. Just a little cough.
Well, jump up, Toad, there's a good fellow, and I'll do my best to amuse you.
Oh, dear, kind rat. How little you realize my condition, and how very far I am from jumping up. Now, or ever. I hate to be a burden to my friends, and indeed I do not expect to be one much longer.
Well, I hope not, too. You've been a fine bother to us all this time, and in weather like this, the boating season just beginning, if only you'd pull yourself together and be a sensible Toad.
And I beg you, for the last time probably, to step round to the village as quickly as possible and fetch the doctor.
Doctor? What do you want a doctor for?
Oh, surely you have noticed of late.
Look here, old man. Of course I'll fetch the doctor if you really want him, but you can hardly be bad enough for that. Yeah, let's talk about something else.
I fear, dear friend, that talk can do very little in a case like this. Doctors either, for that matter. Still, one must grasp at the slightest straw. And Ratty, while you're about it, would you mind asking my lawyer to step up?
Lawyer? All right, Toady, I'll go. And don't worry, I'll be back in no time.
As soon as Toad heard the key turn in the lock, he hopped lightly out of bed and eagerly watched Ratty disappear down the carriage drive.
Ha ha ha! Smart piece of work that. Oh, brain against brute force, and brain came out on top as it's bound to do. Poor old Ratty.
Toad continued as he dressed as quickly as possible in the smartest suit he could lay his hands on, filled his pockets with cash, which he took from his dressing table.
Won't he catch it when Badger gets back?
And so saying, Toad knotted the sheets from his bed, tied one end round the central mullion of his handsome Tudor window, scrambled out and slid lightly to the ground. Then he set off in the opposite direction to Rat. He was so pleased with himself, so puffed up with conceit, that he began to make up a song in praise of himself, and sang it at the top of his voice. But as there was no one to hear him, it didn't really matter. It was perhaps the most conceited song that any animal ever composed.
The world has held great heroes, as history books have showed, but never a name to go down to fame, compared with that of Toad. The clever men at Oxford know all there is to be known, but they none of them know one half as much as intelligent Mr. Toad. The Queen and her ladies in waiting sat in the window and sewed. She said, "Look, who's that handsome man?" They answered, "Mr. Toad, Mr. Toad, Mr. Toad, Mr. Toad."
Full of conceited thoughts such as these, Toad strode along till he reached a small market town.
Roses! Morning gathered roses!
How pleasant it is to be out in the world again. The sights, the people.
Fresh morning roses? Buttonhole, sir?
Ah, delightful thought. Yes, this red one will do admirably. No. Pray keep the change.
Oh, bless you, sir, for the fine gentleman you are. Roses! Fresh morning roses!
1 o'clock. Time, I think, for luncheon. Now let me see. Aha! The Red Lion.
So Toad went into the dining room of the Red Lion, where he ate a sumptuous lunch.
Delicious, thank you. And waiter, a large glass of vintage port and a large scar. Wait! What was that noise?
A large motor vehicle has just driven into the yard, sir.
Oh.
Do you feel quite well, sir?
Yes. Waiter, my bill.
Waiter, table for 3.
Certainly, sir. Here, sir. The menu.
I must say, it was the most wonderful drive we had this morning. Like a sunbeam.
Like a thunderbolt.
Toad could bear it no longer, so he slipped quietly out of the dining room, paid his bill, and sauntered out into the inn yard. There stood the motor car, unattended, in all its glory.
Surely there cannot be any harm in my just looking at it.
Toad walked slowly round it, inspecting, criticizing, musing deeply.
I wonder if this sort of car starts easily.
And the next moment, hardly knowing how it came about, Toad had hold of the handle and was turning it.
I wonder how she does.
Police! All fear of the consequences, temper was suspended. He increased his speed, and the car leapt through the town and out into the open country.
Now, at last, I am Toad once more. Toad, the terror of the highway. Toad, the traffic killer. The lord of the lone trail. Oh, joy! Oh, rapture!
Little knows
Silence in court!
To my mind, the only difficulty in this otherwise very clear case is to discover how we can make it sufficiently hot for the incorrigible rogue who is cowering in the dock before us. Mr. Clark, will you please tell us what is the very stiffest penalty we can impose, without giving the prisoner the benefit of the doubt, because, of course, there isn't any.
Supposing you were to say 12 months for the theft, which is mild, and 3 years for the furious driving, which is lenient.
Indeed.
And 15 years for the cheek. Those figures, if added together correctly, tot up to 19 years.
First rate.
So you had better make it around 20 years and be on the safe side.
An excellent suggestion. Now then, prisoner, pull yourself together and try and stand up straight. It's going to be 20 years for you this time, and if you appear before us again on any charge whatsoever, we shall have to deal with you very seriously indeed. Jailer, take from us this vile Toad, a criminal of deepest guilt and matchless artfulness and resource. Let him be confined in some dank and loathsome prison. Jailer, watch and ward him with all thy skill. The court is adjourned.
The jailer nodded grimly laid his withered hand on the shoulder of the miserable Toad, and dragged him off to prison.
Oh, helpless Toad! Oh, helpless wife!
The rusty key turned in the lock, and Toad was a helpless prisoner in the remotest keep of the best guarded castle in all the length and breadth of merry England.
This is the end of Toad. At least it's the end of the career of Toad, which comes to the same thing. Oh, wise badger, oh, clever, intelligent rat, sensible Mo. Oh, unhappy and forsaken Toad.
It was with lamentations such as these that Toad passed his days and nights, refusing even to eat, and behaving most uncivilly to his jailer, who was by nature a mild and sensitive man. Now the jailer had a daughter, a pleasant wench and good-hearted, who assisted her father in the lighter duties of his post, and pitied the misery of Toad. So that day she went and knocked on the door of Toad's cell.
Now cheer up, Toad, and sit up and dry your eyes and try and eat a bit of dinner. Look, I've brought you some of mine straight from the oven. Lovely hot bubble and squeak.
Toad sat up, dried his eyes, and tucked into the bubble and squeak.
Oh, delicious. It might have been cooked in the kitchens of Toad Hall.
Oh, do tell me about Toad Hall.
So Toad did. After that, they had many interesting talks together. The young girl grew very fond of Toad. One morning, after she had brought him Toad's early morning tea, she turned to him and said,
Toad, I have an aunt who is a washerwoman.
Ah, there. I have several aunts who ought to be washerwomen.
Do be quiet, Toad. You talk too much. That's your trouble. Now, my aunt does the washing for all the prisoners in this castle. She brings the washing back on Friday evening. This is a Thursday. Now, you're very rich. At least you're always telling me so. And for a few pounds, I think I could persuade her to lend you her dress and bonnet and so on, and you could escape from the castle disguised as a washerwoman. You're very much alike in some respects, especially in the figure.
We are not. I have a very elegant figure. For what I am.
So has my aunt, for what she is. But have it your own way, you horrid, proud, ungrateful animal, when I'm trying to help you.
Oh, no, please, you are a good, kind, clever girl, and I am indeed a proud and stupid Toad. Introduce me to your worthy aunt, if you will be so kind. It will be a privilege to meet her.
So, next evening, the jailer's daughter ushered her aunt into Toad's cell.
Toad, my aunt.
Ah, good evening, dear lady. Pray be seated. Now.
Where's the money?
Well, on the table. Perhaps you'll be so good as to count it.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4?
5.
5. Here you are. Dress, shawl, apron, black bonnet, and a piece of rope.
Rope?
Haven't you told him?
Tell me what?
Well, my aunt thinks if she were gagged and bound...
It might make things look less suspicious, and then perhaps I wouldn't lose me place.
Oh, an excellent suggestion. Give me the rope.
First you gagged me with this handkerchief, and then you take the rope and you go...
Splendid.
Toad, take off that coat and waistcoat of yours. You're fat enough as it is. That's it. Now, first, the dress.
Yes.
There. And now the apron.
Yes.
And the shawl.
Yeah.
Turn round, Toad, so that I can tie the strings of the bonnet under your chin.
Yeah.
There.
How do I look?
Oh, Toad, you're the very living image of her. Now then, Toad, you must hurry. Straight down the passage, up the stairs, and if any of the guards stop and chaff you, then you must chaff back a bit.
Damn
nothing, Toad. Remember, you're a widow woman with a character to lose. Now, goodbye, Toad, and good luck.
Oh, yes. Goodbye. Goodbye.
With a quaking heart, Toad set forth on what seemed to be the most harebrained and hazardous undertaking. But he was soon agreeably surprised to find how easy everything was.
Come on, Washerwoman. You seem a bit forgetful of the way today. Up these stairs.
Not as young as I was.
There's my favourite woman. Come on, my lovely.
give us a kiss.
Oh, the sauce of you men. You very idea.
Oh, you're in a hurry today, Washerwoman. Hey, won't you stay and have a cup of tea in the guardroom?
Oh, not tonight, thank you kindly. Must hurry home to me washing. Away from the temptation of all you men.
Well, good night, my dear. Don't lose any beauty sleep. Out you go.
Toad felt the fresh air of the outer world upon his anxious brow, and knew that he was free.
Oh, what a clever and resourceful Toad I am. Oh, but shh. Let me be cunning and cautious too. I must leave the town as soon as possible. But how? Oh, listen.
One first into the third class to the riverbank. 4 and 5, please. Wait a minute. I can't find you what with me purse. I had it a few minutes ago.
Come and down, Washerwoman.
Can't stand here all night.
We missed the train if you don't hurry.
Toad realized to his horror he had left his coat behind in his cellar, with his pocketbook, money, wallet, keys, in fact all that goes to distinguish the lord of creation from his inferior being.
Look here, I find I've left my purse behind. Just give me that ticket and I'll send the money on tomorrow. I'm well known in these parts.
I should think you are. You've tried this game goodness knows how often. Here, stand away from the window, please, madam. You're obstructing the other passengers.
Yes, out of the way, my good Gaoler. Oh, return that one.
Well,
Baffled, full of despair, Toad wandered blindly down the platform, and the tears trickled down each side of his nose.
Oh dear. Oh, boo!
Hello, Mother. What's the trouble? You don't look particularly cheerful.
oh, kind Mr. Engine Driver, sir, I'm a poor unhappy washerwoman, and I've lost all my money and can't pay for the ticket, and I must get home tonight.
Oh, there. You've lost your money. I mean, you can't get home and got some kids too waiting for you, I dare say.
Oh, yes, any amount of them. They'll be hungry and playing with matches and upsetting the lamps.
Well, now, if you stop crying, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you a ride on my engine, eh? It's against company's regulation, but we're not so very particular in these out-of-the-way parts. So come on and wipe those kids away.
Thank you.
On aboard!
What? That's odd. You know, we're the last train running in this direction tonight, and I could swear I heard another following us. Yes, I can see it quite clearly. It's an engine coming down the line after us at a great pace. It looks as if we're being pursued. They're gaining on us fast, and the engine's crowded with people. Warders, policemen and all, waving sticks and revolvers.
Oh, save me, dear kind Mr. Engine Driver. I am not a simple washerwoman, but the well-known and popular Mr. Toad, who, by my daring and cleverness, have escaped from a dark and loathsome prison.
What were you in prison for?
Oh, nothing very much. I borrowed a motor car for the owners of London.
I don't hold with motor cars and nasty modern inventions. Come on, give me out a pile or co, and we may beat them yet. Come on. Get in. Oh, it's no good, Toad. They've got the better engine and they're gaining on us. There's only one thing left for you to do, so listen carefully now. Now, a short while ahead, there's a long tunnel. On the other side, we come out by a canal, and then you must jump, eh?
Oh.
Then I'll go on at full speed, and they can chase me as long as they like, all right?
All right.
All right, now then, here we go through the tunnel. Now then, Toad, jump, and good luck.
the cleverest toad in the world, and no mistake. But oh dear, how dark and still it is. Oh, how cold I am.
After so many weeks within walls, Toad found the night strange and unfriendly.
What's that? Oh.
Night jars made him think the wood was full of searching warders closing in on him. A bat, swooping noiselessly towards him, brushed his shoulder, making him jump with the horrid certainty it was a hand.
Oh.
At last, cold, hungry, and tired out, Toad sought the shelter of a hollow tree, where he made himself as comfortable as he could. Slept soundly. When Toad woke up next morning, he wondered where he was, and suddenly seeing he was dressed as a washerwoman, he remembered everything. Best of all, that he was free.
Oh, what a clever toad I am! There's surely no animal equal to me for cleverness in the whole world.
Toad had the world to himself that early summer morning. The canal bank was solitary and still. He was desperately looking for something that could talk, to tell him the way to Toad Hall. And now bending the canal, came a solitary horse, stooping and pulling a gaily painted barge. Toad waited till with a pleasant swell of quiet water, barge slid alongside of him, its sole occupant being a stout woman wearing a linen sunbonnet, one brawny arm laid along the tiller.
Nice morning, ma'am.
I dare say it is, ma'am. I dare say it is a nice morning to them what's not in sore trouble like what I am.
Oh.
Yes, my married daughter sends off to me to come at once, and I've left the business to look after itself. I'm in the washing and laundry line, as you can see,
Yeah.
and I've lost my money and my way, and that's what's happening to my married daughter, I don't like to think.
Oh, well, where might your married daughter be living, ma'am?
Close to a fine house called Toad Hall, that's somewhere about in the park.
Toad Hall? Why, I'm going that way myself. You come along in the barge with me and I'll give you a lift.
Yes, you're very kind, I'm sure, ma'am.
Oh, don't you mention it, ma'am. What a bit of luck meeting you. Good fortune for us both.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, look at me. I like washing, same as you do, but there's me husband. He's gone off somewhere with the dog and left me to steer the barge. So how am I to get on with me washing?
Oh, never mind about the washing. Yeah, let me steer, and then you can get on with your washing in your own way.
Just a minute. If you ask me, I don't believe you're a washerwoman at all.
Of course I'm a washerwoman.
I never washed so much as a dishclout in all your life.
You common low, fat bargewoman.
What?
Don't you dare talk to your betters like that. I would have you know that I am Toad.
So you are. Horrid, nasty, crawly Toad. And in my barge too.
So saying, he whipped Toad by a hind leg and...
Oh, help! Everything is upside down. The barge in the sky and I'm falling. Oh!
Fluttering to the surface of the canal, see the fat barge was laughing and stared at the retreating barge.
Put yourself through the mango washerwoman and iron your face and repeat as if you might look like a reasonable Toad.
Toad, less than 3 minutes, ran quickly to the shore, ran as fast as his legs would carry him till he reached the barge rails and fastened the Toad open, sparing all things again. Dinner for the open country. As he looked back, he saw the barge was on the ground on the other side of the canal. He heard the bargewoman shouting,
Stop! Stop! Stop!
Aha! I've heard that song before. That'll learn you to mock the great, the indestructible Toad!
Toad and the horse galloped over the brow of the hill and were gone. After they travelled some miles, Toad began to feel drowsy, and the horse, not capable of sustaining it, subsided to a trot, and then to an easy walk. So that by the time they reached the verge of the highway, Toad was fast asleep in the snow.
Was I dreaming, or did I hear? I did! I will hail the owner of the motor car, pitch him a yarn, and perhaps with luck I may even end by driving up to Toad Hall in a motor car.
So Toad dismounted his nervous and stepped profitably below the hole of the motor car. Suddenly he became shaky. His knees shook. He collapsed with a sickening groan in the middle of the The approaching car was like all onward stolen out of the yard of the Red Lion.
Oh, dear, this is very sad. Oh, here's a poor old thing, a washerwoman, apparently, who's fainted in the road.
Oh, perhaps she's overcome by the heat.
Oh, hasn't had enough to eat, poor thing.
Well, let's lift her onto the front seat, there, beside the driver.
Oh, yes, that's
Up. That's it. Careful now.
Prop her head up with these cushions, poor dear. Right now, drive on carefully.
Oh, look, she's better already. How do you feel now, Bob?
Thank you kindly, sir. I feel a great deal better.
That's right. Now keep quite still and above all, don't try to talk.
Oh, please, Mr. Driver, sir. I wish you would kindly let me try and drive the car for a little. I've been watching you carefully, and he looks so easy and interesting.
Bravo, ma'am. I like your spirit. Of course you shall have a try.
No, really, sir.
Don't worry, my dear. She won't come to any harm.
Thank you ever so.
Now then, into the driver's seat with you.
Thank you, Mr. Chauffeur.
Now, first, put on the clutch. Put on the clutch. Into gear. Brake off. Put on the accelerator. Off the clutch and gently let her go forward. Splendid.
Be careful, Washerwoman. Not too fast.
Oh, stop her. She's going far too fast.
Hey, mind that bend.
No backseat driving, if you please, and don't interfere with the driver.
Washerwoman, stop at once.
Washerwoman indeed. I'm no washerwoman, but Toad the motor snatcher. Toad the prison breaker. The Toad who always escapes. Sit still, and you shall know what driving really is, for you are in the hands of the famous, the skillful, the entirely fearless Toad.
Desperately dangerous Toad. Hey, look out! We're going off the road.
And Toad found himself flying through the air with a strong upward rush and delicate curve of a swallow.
Oh, what a restful motion. Perhaps I shall turn into a toad bird and fly. Is that sky or water ahead? Take a deep breath.
Oh, water again. But the rivers, I'm moving quite fast. Oh, please let me reach that hole in the bank. I'll just make it. Yes! Oh, I'm exhausted. Tadpole. There's something in this hole.
Toad, whatever are you doing here?
Oh, Ratty, give us a hand.
2, 4, 6, hoist away!
And the water Toad came up slowly over the edge. Safe and sound in the raft.
Oh, Ratty, it's good to see you. The things I've been through since I last saw you, you simply can't.
Yes, but Toad, those ludicrous clothes.
Such trials, such sufferings, and all so nobly borne.
Toad.
Such escapes, such disguises and subterfuges, and all so cleverly planned and carried out.
Toad, go off
Ratty.
upstairs at once
Ratty,
and try and come down looking like a gentleman if you can. Badger and Mole will be back shortly.
Yes, of course, the Mole and the Badger. What's become of the dear fellows? I'd forgotten all about them.
Well, may you ask. But Toad, if you want any food...
Food? Oh, Rat, I haven't eaten for days, weeks, months.
Yes, and you won't until you've changed.
So Toad made a muddy trail up to Rat's bedroom. Ratty mopped up the dripping floor and was laying the table for supper when...
All right, coming. Come on in, you two. I say, what do you think?
Oh, too tired to think, Ratty.
Yes, but Toad's back.
Toad? Where?
Upstairs. Toad, come on down. I have a surprise for you.
Hello, you fellows. Oh, this is splendid.
Welcome home, Toad.
Dear Badger.
Alas, what am I saying? Home indeed. This is a poor homecoming. Unhappy Toad.
I say, Toad, fancy having you back again. Why, you must have escaped, you clever, intelligent Toad.
Clever? Oh, no, I'm not clever. Ratty doesn't think so. Badger doesn't think so.
If you had any thought for the feelings of your friends, you would not now be carrying on in this boastful vein.
Oh, very well, Badger. If my company bores you, I will stroll down to Toad Hall.
Stroll down to Toad Hall? Do you mean to say you haven't heard?
Heard what?
About the Stoats and the Weasels?
The Wildwooders? Not a word of it.
Have they been and taken Toad Hall?
Oh, no.
Yes, they've been there ever since you disappeared from society.
Carrying on simply anyhow.
Lying in bed half the day.
Breakfast at all hours.
Eating your grub and drinking your drink.
Making bad jokes about you and singing vulgar songs.
About
prisons, magistrates and police.
Horrid personal songs with no humour in them.
Yes, and they're telling the tradespeople and everybody that they've come to stay for good.
Sentries posted everywhere, guns poked out at us, stones thrown at us, always an animal on the lookout. I'm blessed if I know what ought to be done.
Yes, it's a difficult situation. But what Toad really ought to do is this. He ought to...
No, he ought. Nothing of the sort. What he ought to do is...
Well, I shan't do it anyway. I'm not going to be ordered about by you fellows. It's my house we're talking about, and I know exactly what to do.
I know the whole thing.
Quiet, all of ye! Toad, you bad, troublesome little animal. Are you not ashamed of yourself? No, as to Toad Hall, all that Mole says is perfectly true. They are too strong for us.
This is the end of everything.
Not quite the end. Toad, I am now going to tell you a great secret. There is an underground passage that leads from the riverbank right up into the middle of Toad Hall. Tonight, the Chief Weasel is giving a banquet. Now, while they are all feasting, we four will creep silently by way of the underground passage into the butler's pantry.
Ah, that squeaky board in the butler's pantry. And with our pistols and swords and sticks.
We'll rush in upon them.
And whack 'em and whack 'em and whack 'em.
Exactly, good Toad.
I'll learn 'em to steal my house. I'll learn 'em.
Don't say learn 'em, Toad. It's not good English.
What you always nagging at Toad for? What's the matter with his English? It's the same what I use myself.
Well, I'm very sorry, only I think it ought to be teach 'em, not learn 'em.
But we don't want to teach them, we want to learn them. Learn them, and what's more, we're going to this very night.
Yes, ma'am.
Will you kindly leave off? Now then, to rest, all of you. We've got our work cut out for us tonight. So I think 40 winks while we can, eh?
Badger drew his red-spotted handkerchief over his face and was soon snoring. The anxious rat began organising weapons, distributing them in 4 little heaps on the floor. The mole drew his arm through Toad's and led him out into the open air, shoved him into a wicker chair and made him tell his adventures from beginning to end. He listened until the Toad, exhausted after his day's exploits, fell asleep in his chair. Then, leaving the rat busy about his affairs, the mole slipped out of the house on an adventure of his own.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Want any washing done today?
Oh, wait, Washerwoman, we don't do any washing on duty.
Or any other time?
Now, run away, my good woman, run away. Don't keep my men idling and talking at their posts.
Oh, run away. It won't be me that'll be running away in a very short time from now.
What did you mean? What did you say? Never mind about her. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Oh, don't I? Well, let me tell you, 100 bloodthirsty badgers armed with rifles are going to attack Toad Hall tonight by way of the paddock. 6 boatloads of rats with pistols and cutlasses will come up by the river, while the Death and Glory Toads will storm the orchard.
Just like the weasels to stop comfortably in the banqueting hall and have feasting and fun, while we must stay in the cold and be cut to pieces by bloodthirsty badgers. Yes, that's right. It's not proper. It ought not to be allowed. But it's other brief weasel that must have. I could have speak to the commanding officer.
Here's the truncheon for the rat and the truncheon for the mole, the truncheon for... Hey, Badger, wake up. It's getting late. Toad, Mole. Hey, Toady, where's Mole?
Oh, how should I know, Ratty?
Hello. I've been having such fun. I've been getting a rise out of the stoats.
I hope you've been very careful, Mole.
Why are you wearing my washerwoman clothes,
Well,
Mole?
that's just it, Toad. When you fell asleep, I put on these clothes and I went off to Toad Hall as bold as you please.
Oh, Moley, how could you? Oh, you silly-ass Mole. You've been and spoiled everything.
Mole, I perceive you've more sense in your little finger than some animals have in the whole of their fat bodies. You've managed excellently, and I begin to have great hopes of you. Good Mole, clever Mole.
Thank you.
Well, Ratty.
And the rat proceeded to dress each of them for the coming expedition.
All right, Ratty, but I'm going to do all I've got to do with this stick. Now then, follow me. Mole first, because I'm very pleased with him.
Oh, thank you, Badger.
Rat next. Yes, madam. Toad last.
Oh, Badger, I think as it's my house,
Now,
I
look
ought
here,
to...
Toady, don't chatter so much or you'll be sent back as sure as fate.
So the badger led them along the river, then suddenly swung himself over the edge into a hole in the river bank, a little above the water. The rat and the mole followed silently.
Oh, help! Ow!
Quick, Mole. Give me a hand. Toad's in the river.
Oh, my.
Come on, up.
Yes.
Up. Come on.
Then what's the delay here? Toad. Bring him out, Rat. Rub him down, Mole, and Toad, back you go at once.
Oh, no, Badger. Please, Badger.
We'll be responsible for him, Badger.
After all, it's his house.
Oh, very well, but I warn you, Toad, no more fooling as we are now in the underground passage, so absolute silence. Forward. We ought to be under Toad Hall by now.
Listen. They are going into the weasels.
What a time they're having.
At least there's little danger of our being overheard. Ah, here's the trap door up to the butler's pantry. Now, boys, all together.
2, 4, 6. Up we go.
Right now, through this door into the passage. All clear.
I do not propose
The chief weasel, I think.
to detain you much longer. I should like to say a word about our kind host, Mr. Toad. We all know Toad. A good Toad, a modest Toad, an honest Toad.
We just get at him. Hold hard a minute. Get ready, all of you.
Let me sing you a little song which I have composed on the subject of Toad. Toad, he went to pleasuring gaily down the road. They put him in prison for 20 years. Poor old Toad. Poor old Toad.
Come. Follow me.
They put him in prison for 20 years.
No, no.
They were but 4 in all, but 4 heroes. The badger, his whiskers bristling, the mole black and grim, the rat desperate and determined, and the toad frenzied with excitement and injured pride. But to the panic-stricken weasels, the hall seemed full of monstrous animals, and they broke and fled, anyone to get away from those terrible sticks.
A mole! A mole!
A rat! Toad, you went a pleasuring, did he? I'll pleasure him.
A mole! A mole!
A rat!
Well, it seems to be over. Rat, handcuffs, I think, for those prostrate weasels on the floor. Mole, you best of fellows. What about the sentries?
They've all disappeared one way and another. And I've got their rifles, so that's all right.
Excellent and deserving animal.
Oh, thank you, Badger.
So the mole, glowing with pride, marched the prisoners off.
Quick march. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left wheel.
He saw that every room was as clean as a new pin, and then joined the others at supper.
Dear Mole, let me thank you for all your pains and trouble tonight, and especially for your cleverness this afternoon.
Yeah.
There spoke my brave Toad. And friends, before we retire to bed, let us drink to our host, now restored to his ancestral home.
Yeah.
To Toad. God bless him.
To Toad! Bless him, Toad.
The following morning, Toad came down to breakfast disgracefully late. Badger, who was in an armchair deep in the morning paper, nearly looked up.
Now, Toad, it's a heavy morning in front of you. You see, we really ought to have a banquet at once to celebrate this affair. It's expected of you. In fact, it's the rule.
Oh, all right, anything to oblige. Though why you should want a banquet at this hour of the morning, I can't understand.
Now, don't pretend to be stupider than you really are. And don't splutter or chuckle into your coffee when I'm talking. The banquet will be tonight, and you must write the invitations this morning.
Oh, what? Me? Stop indoors and write a lot of rotten letters on a jolly morning like this? I want to go around my property and set everything and everybody to rights. Certainly not. I'll see you. Why, of course, Badger. Your wish is your command. Go, Badger, order the banquet.
Badger looked at him very suspiciously, but Toad's frank countenance made it difficult to suggest any unworthy motive in this change of heart. So the Badger left the room and went to see to the ordering of the food.
If I must write the invitations, I'll enclose a sort of program of entertainment for the evening. Something like this. Speech by Toad. Address by Toad. Song in praise of himself by Toad. Composed by Toad. There will be other compositions during the course of the evening sung by Toad.
Toad worked hard till lunchtime, and then, wondering how he was going to get the invitations delivered, saw one of the prisoners from the previous night outside the French window.
Come here, young fellow lad.
Yes, sir?
Take these invitations and deliver them as fast as you can.
So the weasel hurried off. Toad felt enormously pleased with himself. It wasn't till after lunch when Rat took him by one arm and Badger by the other.
Toad!
And dragged him into the smoking room where he began to see that the game was...
I say, you fellow!
Look here, Toad. It's about this banquet. I'm very sorry I am to have to speak to you like this, but we want you to understand clearly once and for all that there are going to be no speeches and no songs.
Mayn't I sing them just one little song?
It's for your own good, Toady. You know you must turn over a new leaf sooner or later.
You have conquered, my friends. Henceforth I will be a very different Toad. My friends, you shall never have occasion to blush for me again. Oh dear, oh dear. This is a hard world.
And pressing his handkerchief to his face, he left the room with faltering footsteps.
Badger, I feel like a brute.
Would you have him a common laughingstock, mocked and jeered at by storks and weasels?
No, of course not. Oh, and talking of weasels, it's lucky we came upon that little weasel just as he was setting out with Toad's invitations. I confiscated the lot, and the good mole is now sitting in the blue boudoir filling up plain, simple invitation cards.
At last, the hour for the banquet began to draw near, and Toad, who on leaving the others had retired to his bedroom, was still sitting there, melancholy and thoughtful. Gradually, his countenance cleared, and he began to smile, long, slow smile. At last, he got up, locked the door, drew the curtains, collected all the chairs in the room and arranged them in a semicircle, and took up his position in front of the wall, swelling visibly.
My lords, ladies, and gentlemen, Toad's last song. The Toad came home. There was panic in the parlor, there was howling in the hall, there was crying in the cowshed and a shrieking in the stall, there was smashing in of windows, there was crashing in of door, there was chivying of weasels that had fainted on the floor when the Toad came home. For the trumpeters are tooting and the soldiers are saluting and the cannon they are shooting and the motor cars are hooting, and let each one of the crowd try and shout it very loud in honor of an animal of whom you're justly proud, for it's Toad's great day.
And Toad dipped his hairbrush in the water jug, parted his hair in the middle, plastered it down, very straight and sleek. Went downstairs to greet his guests who were assembled in the drawing room.
Oh, I say, it's Toad. 3 cheers, everyone! For Toad!
Hip, hip, hooray!
Hip, hip! Hooray! Hip, hip! Hooray! Hip, hip! Hooray! Come on, Toad. Tell us about how you recaptured Toad Hall.
My friends, it was nothing to do with me. Badger was the mastermind. The mole and the water rat bore the brunt of the fighting. I merely served in the ranks and did little or nothing. But my friends, let us now go into dinner, which the good Badger has so kindly arranged for us.
Oh, yes.
And I beg of you, no speeches, no song. Shall we go in? Oh, Otter, my dear friend, how is your family? And what news on the riverbank?
I should never have believed it possible.
I cannot say I was altogether confident.
Oh, Badger, he is indeed an altered Toad.